Hey, what's up everyone? Jeff Kinder here, and we are back with another video, and today starts part 4 of the Phoenix restoration. And in this video, we will finish this project. By the end of this video, we're going to be playing Phoenix. So we have to put all the inside stuff back in the cabinet: monitor, wiring, the board, control panel, coin door. I picked up the side art here from Sabo's Arcade. Joe did an amazing job on recreating that. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do in this video. We're gonna get this thing going. And like I said, by the end of this video, we are gonna be complete with Phoenix, and we'll be on to the next project, which happens to be Swimmer. I'm working on this one. I've been doing kind of off camera. I've just been taking pictures of it. I've been under a little bit of a time crunch to get some of these projects done. So this one, I just didn't have time to be filming it, but you can see it's right about the same place as Phoenix here. The cabinet's done, and I got the side art on it. Amazing, amazing side art I got from this old game. They repro'd this side art, the inner art. It's just tremendous. The colors on it is just really, really, really good. But anyway, getting back to Phoenix, that's what this video is about. So yeah, let's set up the camera right now, and let's do the side art first, and then we'll start working on the insides. All right, I'm gonna set up the camera right now and get to work. Okay, so I got the cabinet on its side right now. I took out the 2 carriage bolts on the top up there. These 2 down here aren't in the way. The side art doesn't reach those. I think there's 2 more carriage bolts that are here. I didn't drill through the laminate yet, but the holes are there, so I still have to drill those, but that's fine. I don't have to do those right now. So let's get the side art on in place. And I usually like to use a straight edge here and line it up with the edge of the cabinet, and then pick a spot. In this case, I'm going to pick the bottom of the letters of the word Phoenix, just to make sure we're straight across there. I usually don't like to drag the T-square across the decal, because that will scratch it sometimes. So if we just make it, so right there, so that's straight. So now I'm too close to the edge here, so I'm just gonna move the whole thing back a little bit, just to where it looks nice. I mean, I don't know if there's an exact spot for it, but I will get my tape measure and measure around, make sure it's fairly close. Let's get this straight again. So we'll turn this here, and slide this here, and there, that's pretty straight. So we'll just look here, make sure we're roughly the same. It's a little too low. I'm going to raise it up a little bit here, I think. And that looks good, I think. Let's just check, make sure we're still square, which we are pretty close. Yep, that looks square. I don't know, that looks about good. So I'm going to get some tape, and we basically tape it in the middle and do half and half. We'll do the bottom half or the top half first, and then the other half. So we'll just go like so, just to tape that down. You don't really need to go crazy with the tape, but I mean, if you want to be on the safe side, I usually use maybe two pieces. We'll do the bottom half first, so I'll just throw a piece of tape here, and then we'll, excuse me, we'll tape this side as well, and one more piece. Oops. Okay, so now that's all ready to roll. So now I got a piece of tape stuck to my finger here. I gotta get off. All right, so some of the tools I use. I have my cutter. This cuts the backing. You don't have to use the scissors. You just go whoosh right across and cut the backing off with this. There's a little razor blade in here. And I also have my squeegee. Something to do, I always do every time. I think I saw it on one of the car websites when they do the vinyl wrap on the cars. This piece of, I don't know, it's like a Velcro-y type stuff. I buy the whole roll of it, and every time I do a new decal, I tear this piece off and I put a new piece, clean piece on, because this kind of collects dust. So if you're doing this on art that is not pre-masked like this, you know, and there's particles on here, you could be pushing and scratching the art. I've done that before in the past when this wasn't clean. So it's always a good idea to replace this piece every time, you know, and just buy it by the roll, tear it off, cut it, put a new piece on, just so you're not going to scratch the art. Now, if the art is pre-masked, then you don't really need to worry about that as much because you're going over masking tape at that point. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. This can go away, and we'll put this over on the side. And now let's get this decal down. Now I'm going to be doing the dry method here. Some people do the wet method. With this particular art, you don't really need to do the wet method. This media has got the air egress technology to it, so it has these little microscopic, I don't know the exact wording or whatever, but it's got these little microscopic channels. So when you're squeegeeing it, the air is going out and you don't have to worry about getting air trapped. There was my tool. You can see it cuts that nice. And then we're just going to go through and put this down nice and slowly. And you can see it just goes on literally perfectly. There's no air underneath. And this is, again, this is the dry method. And you can see that just went down perfectly. Literally, listen to that. You don't hear any air. No air at all. Perfect. So we'll take the tape off here and get this off. I always hate putting masking tape on the art. I hate that, but got to tape it down. Another way I do it, sometimes I get a clamp with soft grabbers and hold it down with a clamp. But I didn't have my clamps with me today, so we're just using the masking tape, which works just as well. So we'll get this tape off here. Come on, it's fighting me. All right. There's that. And now I'll get my squeegee. And got a piece up here. We don't need that anymore. Take that off. And that comes off. And then we're going to flip this up, peel this back, and then get the squeegee and nicely put that down. Usually just go little sections at a time. And you can hear there's a little air escaping as I'm going. But this air egress on these you know, this vinyl, it really works amazingly and gets all the air, just completely leaves. And that's it. 2 seconds and we're done. All right. Done. All right, I'm gonna flip the cabinet over and do the other side. I won't do it on camera, but I'll get the other side done. And then next we will put the cabinet back up and start on the wiring. All right, so next we're gonna work on this control panel here. So this was a Phoenix control panel. I stripped it down. I basically used, I thought I had the camera going, but I didn't. So I apologize for that. But I basically use a scraper with a razor blade, and I just, just scrape the overlay off. I don't have a scraper here to show you what it looks like, but it comes off fairly easy. The adhesive stays behind, or most of it does. But then all I use is some citrus strip. I got the citrus strip in a can. I spray it on, let it sit there for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. And then I take that same razor blade scraper and just scrape the adhesive right off. And it comes off pretty quickly. There's a couple of, a couple of different methods you could use. I've seen Charlie from Overtime Arcade, he was using, and I think Dell too, from Delusionals Arcade, they use the multi-tool with the scraper to scrape it off. That works fine too. But I just happen to have more luck with the razor blade. Razor blade with the scraper is definitely a little more dangerous because you can, you're holding the panel and scraping it, and you could, cut yourself, which would be bad. But yeah, so that's what I did. Scraped it off, got all the adhesive off with the citrus strip, and that works really well. Citrus strip works good with getting the adhesive off. And then I sanded it down smooth to the metal, got everything nice and smooth. And then I just went over the top with some white, satin white, and the bottom with some satin black. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is see how this overlay fits. I think honestly, I can't remember where I got this overlay from. It was either, I wish I knew, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. It was either this old game or Zabo's Arcade. I don't remember, because I've had it for a while. But very excellent quality overlay. So basically what I like to do is, we kind of got to get it in the right spot. So here's the holes, there's player one. So I slide it over around there. That's probably about right. And it's a little bit wider on both sides, which is good. So then what I like to do is I have these little metal, magnets. These work really well. So I just drop them down, and now that overlay is not going anywhere because they're magnetic to the metal panel. These work great. I got them, again, I got this kit from, it was, for doing auto wrap on the cars, and it comes with these magnets and this scraper thing that I showed in the last video to peel the backing off, and scrapers, and so it was part of a kit. But you can get these from Amazon by themselves. I'll put a link in the comments below to all these neat little tools that I have here. But yeah, these magnets work great. Obviously they don't work if you're doing like a Williams control panel that's wood. That's not going to help you much. And then you have to use clamps to hold it down. But these magnets, I mean, this overlay, I could pick this whole control panel up by the overlay, and these magnets will definitely hold it down. So, you don't have to worry about it sliding around or anything. So then what I like to do is, to get it to where I want it to be, these control panel overlays are not die cut. Some of the, when you got an NOS control panel overlay from back in the day, most of them were die cut. They had the holes exactly where they wanted to be. Some of the older reproduction ones, they used to do die cut, but I guess it's a lot more expensive to do it, and it's not really necessary because it just takes you 2 seconds to cut it with the razor blade. So most of them are not die cut anymore. But you want to get it in the right spot. So what I do is I just have this light. You could use any light, but I use this light, and I turn it on. If I could turn it on, get it nice and bright. And then I put it down, and then I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I just shine the light on the bottom and see where the holes line up. So I could tell just by right here, again, I don't know if this is showing through on the camera or not, but player 1 and player 2 are a little too high. So I need to move the overlay down a little bit to get them lined up with the 2 holes, the light for the 2 holes. So I'm going to take the magnets off and just kind of slide the overlay down a little bit. And then put the magnets back on. And then once I get it where I want it to go, now that looks good. Again, I don't know if it's showing through in the camera because I'm not looking at the camera. That looks good. That looks like where they need to go, top to bottom. So now we're going to see left and right. Now, sometimes when you're looking at this, it looks like this needs to go this way, but then on this, if you move it over anymore, then these are going to be way off. So sometimes you got to split the difference, which looks like what I got to do here. These look perfect right here on top of the left and the right. That looks really perfect. But then when I look at over here, the force field button is a little like the overlay can go this way. But if I go this way anymore, then it's going to throw these off. And the fire button, yeah, you know what? I could, because these look perfect and these look a little off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these magnets off again. The overlay is exactly top to bottom where it needs to be, but I'm just going to slide the overlay over to the left just a little bit. And now put the magnet back down there. And these are super strong magnets. So now I'm going to look again. That top to bottom on player 1 looks good. Left and right looks good. Fire and force field look okay, and left and right look okay. So again, I'm splitting the difference. It's a little bit, you know, it's not perfect, but it's as good as it's going to get. So that's where we want it to be, so I don't need this light anymore. We'll shut that off because it's actually blinding me. Put that over there. So now, what I want to do is this, you know, this table it's a table saw. It looks pretty old and beat up, but I cleaned it. You know, I wiped the whole thing down with Windex because obviously you want to be in a very clean environment. You don't want to have any dust or dirt or anything getting in the way. So what I'm going to do is the one thing I did want to check, just want to make sure that the wings of this guy here aren't over the top when I fold this over. So again, I'll put the light back on and put that down and just shine it. And I could see, yeah, for the wing there's about a 1/4 inch of black before it folds over. So that's perfect. That's exactly where I want it to be. And then I could look on the bottom actually and just make sure the overlay looks straight. So you can see it's overhanging, which will need to be trimmed, but I could tell it's overhanging evenly and it's not, you know, overhanging more on the one side. You know, so I know it's straight on the control panel. It's not twisted. So let's shut that back off again. All right. So what I want to do is I want to move these magnets to the lowest possible point, which is right at the bend. So that's there, and that was there. So they're actually where they need to be. So I'm going to bring this back, cut it down, put it down, and then I wish I had some pieces cut. Let me cut some pieces, because what I do is when you wrap it over, you know, this is thick and you're wrapping it all the way over. So it's gonna wanna peel back. So I get a block of wood and I put it on the back and then I clamp it on this. And then the same thing, this will wrap around nice. And then on the bottom, there's a sharp bend, which goes to where the hinge is. So I'll put a clamp of wood. I'll clamp a piece of wood on that as well. Spit all over it. So let me just, I'm gonna just stop the camera for a second and cut the pieces of wood that I need. And we are finally complete with the Phoenix restoration. I'm really happy with how this came. The sidearm and the control panel overlay came from Sabo's Arcade. Joe did an amazing job on recreating both of those. Yeah, this cabinet, it came out really, really well. I'm really happy with how it turned out. You know, we have the new laminate on the sides and the front. A couple of things I still need to do. I noticed just now that one of my coin door lights is out, and I need to, I don't have the back door on yet, but one thing, the harness in this game, somebody had hacked in this power wire for the monitor. One, it's not long enough, and two, I mean, it's like 20 gauge wire. It's so thin, obviously not correct. So normally the wire runs along the bottom of the cabinet and up the side to the monitor. So I'm going to replace that with the proper length and the proper gauge wire. So yeah, I still have to do that, but yeah, the cabinet is all done. Monitor is all rebuilt, rejuvenated the tube, cap kit, all new, what you call it, pots and everything on the neck board and the main board. It's a G07 monitor. But yeah, we are gonna call this restoration complete. So the only thing I need to do right now is set up the camera and play a game. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so let's have a quick game here. I want to say that I'm decent at this game, but I know as soon as I say that I'm decent, I'll play poorly. But we'll see what happens. Definitely have some really cool memories of playing this game at the Contemporary Hotel in Disney World. I died. Yeah, I remember playing this game a bunch in Disney World at the Contemporary. It was, might have been the first place I saw it. I can't remember, but I do remember playing it a lot there. I love the rapid fire on this level. Looks like I need to degauss the tube. The colors are a little wonky, kind of in the center there. Oops. At least I got 5 lives, boy. Looks like I got to brighten this up just a little bit too much too. I love the sound effects on this level. So cool. Playing poorly. Got him. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Whoa, that was close. My fingers fell off the buttons. Come on. I can't get them. There we go. got a bonus guy. I love that sound. Yeah, I find if you kind of hang out over on the side here, they all kind of follow you, and you can usually pick off a whole bunch of them in a row. So I usually always, on those eagle levels there, I stay off to the right side. Damn. Got him. Nice, 2,400. I recently had, I sold a Phoenix board set. That was the earlier board set that went with the early white-sided Phoenix cabinets that played, I think it played green sleeves in the beginning for the music, which is kind of neat. But a friend of mine, Russell Penner, I think his last name is Penner? No, I can't remember. Sorry, Russell, if I'm saying your last name wrong. But he had recently acquired a Phoenix with white sides, so I sold him that board because it made sense for him to have that board set. So I have the high score save kit on this board already, so that's what that was about. It let me put my name in, and I got 9,390 points. Looks like one of the scores is corrupted. I'll have to reset that. But that is that. All right, well, thanks for watching this video series, and stay tuned for the next. I don't know what the next restoration is. I've been working on a swimmer cabinet, but I haven't been filming that. I've just been taking some pictures of it. So I really don't know what's coming next, but stay tuned. You know, in another few weeks, I'm sure I'll have something else ready to start. All right, we'll see you next time.